Hi, I'm Lucy, and I'm your host. This is my special guest,
Maria.
Welcome to Lingering's Ghost. This is our second episode, which is a two-parter, and this is a true crime podcast. I did have a little confusion with that. Yeah, I was talking to Maria about it because this is our fourth time like re-recording this, and this is our first time using the camera. So I understand because of the name, but we do have a Google form out. So if you guys like ever want to, recommend some cases, or even like I guess we can do ghost stories too, or like little silly things. So today we're gonna be talking about the Foot Fetish Killer, known as Jerome Henry Brudos. Disclaimer: this case will include necrophilia, kidnapping, rape, murder, and mutilation of body parts, and child abuse. So if you can't handle these topics, please go and take care of yourself today, and join us on our next session. All right. So this is part one. So for background, his name is Jerome Henry Brudos, but we're gonna call him Jerry, right? And so he was known as the Lust Killer, the Foot Fetish Slayer, and the Foot Fetish Killer. I feel like the Slayer part is a little silly. I can't take it
You
seriously.
can't call him Slayer, dude. Like you can't call him like a.
I just
I don't know. That seems weird.
I know. And so he was born on January 31st, 1939 in Webster, South Dakota on a farm. And so his family life was honestly his father and his older brother. He has an older brother named Larry and his father's named Henry. They didn't really significantly impact his life. I know that Larry did impact his life, but he wasn't in like a way of like, being compared to Larry a lot. So Henry was really physically abusive with his kids, and he didn't really have a big effect, like I said. But his mom, Elaine, oh goodness, bro. Here we go. It's crazy. So she was very conservative and religious, and she also she was a definition of girl boss in a way, as in she ruled the house with like an iron fist, and what she said goes. If she said, "Hey, we are going to church today, whether you like it or not, we're going to church. We're going to church. We're going to church." She tells them, "Hey, you have to eat." I don't know. I'm trying to think of like something that is outlandish that she will say, but I can't think of one. Like
outlandish.
Like what is something that like she would say? Like just whatever she said goes. Like, "Hey, you can't have friends over. Period. I don't care if they're your buddies trying to get you an A+ on your test. I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? You're not drinking in this house," she would say to her husband. Like, for example, like she ruled this house with an iron fist. So
she was a real slayer.
So how she was really conservative was because in back then, it's still now, it's very common to have the American nuclear family. So
the American dream.
So it's very common to want a son and a daughter, and usually you want the son to be older, because the older the son, it like back then it represents like, oh, this son is the heir to the family, you know what I mean? He's going to be the big man, and the daughter is just gonna get married off to get us a little bit more money.
She'll be around.
Yeah, she'll be there. And so basically, she had Larry, the oldest son, and she was like,
yes,
and then bless up is what she said. Then her second child, she's like, this better be a girl. Don't play around.
This better be my baby girl.
I'm gonna whip it out. I'm gonna whip it out. She whipped it out. Anyways, so her second child was Jerry, and she saw Jerry, and she's like, that ain't a girl. What the thing? This is not what I wanted. So she made it very clear. Like ever since like Jerry was young, it was very clear he was not the gender she wanted, and he was not like anything she wanted, not the child she wanted. So she was very emotionally abusive towards him, or abusive in general, and it was not like a secret that like she wanted a daughter. But she babied like Jerry's brother like crazy, bro.
Dude, I don't know how are you gonna
it's like those gender reveal parties. You know what I mean?
It's like the guy, they'll be like,
"Oh my god, it's a girl." The guy's like, "God."
He's like rethinking all his life choices. Like you can just see him just like,
I go, girl, please. It's like they're like trying to pick a gender. Like whatever comes out. You know what I mean? If
dude.
you want a specific gender, go to the adoption
I
center.
was gonna say like
Like
a
that
lot of
shit's
children have
already
to be
been
adopted.
made. So
Yeah, dude. Like if you're genuinely not gonna want a gender out of like, cause it's really random. Like
it is
that's
like
a lot,
it's a
dude.
50-50 or I don't even know that. I don't know the
how the
percentage.
chances go, but
We're just gonna say 50-50, right?
like if you really like desperately want like I don't know a boy and
Yeah.
you'll take no daughter and then go to the adoption
Oh
center, dude.
God, sorry. We get
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
off topic, bro. I have ADD.
Undiagnosed, but there's something.
It's something little silly. And so basically, Jerry's brother was very loved and cared for, very, very obvious, right? And so he had a very strained relationship with his mother. So because of his like he was not getting any motherly love, he met a neighborhood woman and she was a similar age to Jerry's mom, and he formed a really close relationship with her due to this like motherly love that he didn't receive. So this was not like incestuous or like any form of pedophilia, by the way. Like Jerry confessed that he would always fantasize that she was his real mom. Like from what we know from information I've gathered, it was not like anything like freaky deaky. Yeah, she was very compassionate towards him, and she would accept him like as he is, and she was his only form of support because we'll get into it in elementary school and like later on in his high school years. He just didn't have a really good social life at all, or like any. It's kind of sad.
if any.
It's really sad. So I'm not trying to sympathize with him, but like damn, he went through a lot. But it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. So, she later like had to stop him from visiting her because she suffered from diabetes, and so her health was just declining, and she had to be like, "Yo, you can't visit me no more." And so she later on passes away, which is really upsetting.
Yeah.
So speaking of in school, Jerry was like said to be really a not special kid. That's how we're gonna say. He was like below average. He often got sick a lot because he was neglected a lot at home by specifically his mom. But I don't think his dad didn't really care. You know what I mean? Like if Jerry's mom's like, hey, we don't love Jerry, like Henry's gonna be like, okay, we're just
Whatever you
say, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Like
Yes, ma'am.
she ruled the house with an iron fist, like I said.
Sir,
So-
yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir. So he would frequently complain about like throat pains and migraines, and he received like below average grades compared to his older brother Larry, which he was academically achieving. He was popular. He had a lot of friends. He had a great social life. He looked better. From what it was said, he looked better. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because they changed their name because of this case. So I couldn't find him.
That makes sense.
And also, like, it's a lot. This case is incredibly long. Like, my brain was like about to explode from researching, and I also got I got exam soon. So, anyways, so to like further worsen his like social life, his father, their whole family had to move around often because his father had like a not a seasonal job, seasonal work.
Yeah.
So they had to move like from like California, Oregon,
Yeah.
all that jazz. So and South Dakota too. So they just couldn't. Like he couldn't like even if he did make a friend, it wasn't gonna stick, and it was upsetting because this was back then too. So like online friends weren't like really a big thing. You have a pen pal.
I was gonna say you could do pen pal, but like
it's
really difficult.
Yeah, and so speaking of his younger years, when he was 5, this kid's 5 during this time. Let's keep that in mind. So back then, it's very common to like let your kids fly, like go outside, come back at dinner,
run wild.
But for Elaine, it's like don't come back ever.
Stay out.
Stay out. Get out. So basically, he was at the junkyard at the dead of night. By the way, at the dead of night. Who said that? Who let this kid go outside? He's 5. I'm like just astonished. But like I guess it's because it was normalized back then.
Yeah, dude. How did he even get there, dude? Like That's my question.
Look
How far
around.
was this junkyard?
I don't know. Well, okay, they lived on a farm though. But like I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? I didn't really research the vicinity of his
geographical location.
So he found a pair of rhinestone studded heels. Like these were like heels you will see on like drag queens. Like gah!
Like sleigh type heels.
Mhm. And so this marks his fascination in like woman's footwear. Like he was curious. He's 5. And here's the thing. Jerry's mom is very conservative. She wore only like sensible shoes, as he would say, like shirt shoes or flats and stuff. So he never seen her wear heels. So that's why this kid was curious. Like, what are these? Are these are shoes? These are shoes? How do people walk in these? Because, like, let's be honest, it takes a lot to walk in heels. Like, but for me personally, not trying to flex, but like I can break dance in heels. Like specifically platforms.
Dude, I cannot walk 3 steps in heels. I will like topple over.
And so basically, he brought them home, and because he was curious, he just like wanted to try them out. So he wore them around his room, and his mom walked in on him, and she was like, "What?" And so here's another fun fact. I could not understand this because it didn't explain. Like no matter what sources I looked up, it just didn't explain why. She just hated heels. She absolutely hated heels. And so
personal vendetta, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe she just couldn't walk in them. She couldn't slay as hard.
She couldn't slay them.
She couldn't
she was
slay.
like, God damn it.
And so basically, his mother was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck are you wearing?" And she told him, "You better take off them goddamn shoes right now, boy." And he took them off, and she's like, "You better return this to junkyard now." Come on, this was the dead of night. Aren't you concerned? One, I would be concerned you got this from the junkyard, or like you got some shit from the junkyard. Like if you want heels, like you know what, I'm all in for it.
I was gonna say like if you're going to the junkyard for some heels, like you want.
Well, like if like okay, let's think about it. If they're like really expensive shoes, though.
Oh yeah, I guess like. You can't just get heels. You're kind of like.
What if they're like?
I was gonna
try to think like Gucci, bro, or something like.
Oh shoot, he's got Prada shoes on.
She got Prada shoes
he's
on.
A little expensive little boy.
But like so he was forced to like return the shoes back to the junkyard because, you know, it's. Yeah, that's what his mama said goes. And so basically, But here's the thing. This is when he decides to go in his little mischievous arc. He was like, "Hey,
villain arc.
What if I took them back home?" And so he decides to take the shoes back home. This mug hid them under in his shirt, and he was like, he walks back home. He's like, "Hey, mom, bye, mom." Like she don't give a damn though. She don't give a damn though. That's
types of scenes where the kids just like run up the stairs. Bye, mom. Bye, mom.
Yes, that's literally him. It's so. He would secretly like wear the shoes and like walk around in these shoes, right? And then she caught him again. She caught him again. And so basically,
yikes,
he was cooked. Because now, not only
Chad,
oh my god, my hair, bro.
Dude, I know I keep
fixing my hair because like I'm like, oh my god, this camera makes me look like I have a 5 head. So also, it's like reversed, so like it's like
I'm trying to fix my bangs and they just keep going the other way.
I can't even, bro. So basically, like she's like, not only did you disobey me, you lied to me, and you kept them goddamn heels. It could be anything else, but you kept them goddamn shoes. So, you know what she said? She's like, I don't trust you no more. Beat the shit out of him. Bow, 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 bow. I don't know if she beat him with the heels or not. I just know he got beat like crazy.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt if it was with the heels.
Me neither. And so basically, then she was like, you know what? Since you can't dispose of right yourself, you know what I'm gonna do? Grabs the heels, grabs the lighter, pew, lit them bitches on fire. She's like, you're watching. You better. She made him watch as she destroyed those shoes. And she's like, that's what happened. That's what happened.
Trauma. Can you imagine? See, like, here's the thing. That's what I was thinking about. Like, can you imagine if that was like your stuffed animal or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
like the childhood stuffed animals.
Yeah,
Those shits are
had
like
this
precious.
been like anything else, and it was just like a stuffed animal, and she just lit it on fire right in front of like a.
Dude,
I'd be
hashtag
messed up.
I'm gone. You'll never see
Yeah,
me
dude,
again.
like
Hashtag that's my real runaway
that's the
art.
line. I don't
So
know.
basically, he was like, "Hey yo, what the hell?" But this caused his curiosity to be stronger now because one, this kid's 5. He's 5. He don't know, and also like, okay, here's the thing. When it comes to like parenting, because I know parenting is like difficult, right? But when you just continuously like when your kid's like why can't I do it, why can't I smoke, why can't I drink, and you don't explain why, they're gonna continuously be curious about it. They're gonna want to do it because they're like, I want to know why not. So like that's why like when most parents are like, they get to that part when the kid knows like what like drugs and stuff are, they should know like at a young age because of elementary school. So they they'll be like, oh, don't do drugs because you could get really sick, you could like your health could really start declining, you know. Then they'll be like, sometimes they'll be like, oh, okay, I get it, I'm not gonna do it, you
Yeah.
know. But not, it doesn't always work, you know, I get it. But at the same time, it's like it gives them like they know why
There's like a
now.
proper reason.
Yeah,
like,
instead of
why
just being
not
like,
to.
no, why no, because I said so.
Okay, but why?
You're not
Like,
explaining why. And so yeah, it just like his curiosity, as we see it just grows into something so much darker. And so basically, um their friend, their family friend, comes over for dinner later on in the future, and they're like they're just eating dinner. But here's the thing, the teenage daughter the teenage daughter in the family, she was wearing heels. This mug
showed up
locked
in
on target. I'm locked in. I want them goddamn shoes. And so basically, he they're at the dinner table, right? And so basically, he was like 6 or 5 at this point. He had a genius plan. This was his genius plan, by the way.
Dude.
He drops his fork. So they're wearing shoes in the house. I'm not used to that, but like they're wearing shoes in the house, right? So he drops his fork and he was like,
Whoops.
whoopsie daisies, let me just
Who could have done
pick
that?
that up, you know, grab that. He not no. This mug crawled under the fucking table, and he was trying to yank her shoe off. He went like grah, grah, and she was like, "What the fuck?" She looks down and she sees this 5 or 6-year-old kid. She sees this 5 or 6-year-old kid like trying to take her goddamn shoe off. She's like, "What the hell? Get your filthy hands off me, ho. You filthy." I was about to say something else, but I don't think that was very appropriate. It's a JJK reference. I was about to say, if you know, you know.
I don't know.
I'm making this mug watch JJK, bro. It's over. And so basically, you know, later on in the night, she was like, feeling a little sleepy, feeling a little tired. And so Elaine, Jerry's mom, was like, oh, are you tired? Why don't you sleep in one of the boys' bed? It's gonna be okay, right? So guess whose bed she chose? Goddamn Jerry's.
God damn you, Jerry.
So Jerry makes the excuse to go up to his room like, I left something in my room. I need it. I need it. I need it. I need it. So
I forgot.
and so basically, bro goes up to his room. She was lying in his bed. Guess what she was wearing in his bed? Her goddamn shoes.
Who sleeps with shoes on the bed? That
Especially heels.
dude.
Okay, I get it. Okay, I know sometimes like I haven't taken a nap in a while, but you take naps like between classes sometimes, right? Have you?
Yeah.
Like sometimes it just hits. You gotta hit up. You slap.
Yancha pose. Yancha pose.
You just hit that flat on your bed. Don't even take off your shoes, nothing. Not even your backpack. You're done. Or you throw your backpack on the floor and you're like, good night. You know, I get it, but like heels, girl, please, girl, please. I know I'm comfortable in my platform, but sleeping on my bed. Well, I don't even want to like walk around my house with shoes
I
on.
was
But like,
gonna
let's
say,
say if I'm comfortable with this, sleeping on beds with platforms is the most uncomfortable piece of shit ever, bro. Just thinking about it.
I don't like shoes. Like if I'm like sitting anywhere near my bed, I can't have shoes on.
Oh
Like I
God,
gotta
oh
take them
God, oh
off.
God. So basically, he was like, "I'm gonna take her shoes."
She won't know.
She won't know.
They
She's
don't know I
locked
know
in.
this trick.
They don't know I know this trick. She was locked in, going to bed, right? And he just tries to yank off her shoe again.
Part 2.
Second try. We're gonna win.
Yeah. Second time's a charm. I swear. I swear.
She wakes up. She's like, "What this kid doing?
Who?
Who let this kid in?" And so basically,
Can you imagine that, dude? Waking up to just this like kid
He's
trying
just
to
like-
yank off your shoes.
it's
Just kick.
and so basically, they just left the house. Like nothing, no altercation really happened.
Just like a moment.
Yeah, quite literally. And so basically, you know, it moves on the day until like when he's in 3rd grade or lower. It didn't like specify. Like some people said he was 7, some people said he was like 5, some people said he was 6. I don't know, but I just know he was in grade school, specifically when this was happening. So he tried to steal high heel shoes from his fucking teacher. Who was telling this dude he was slick as hell? Because it's I can't. I can't. Anyways, so his elementary school teacher wore high heels outside of the classroom, and then when she gets inside the classroom to like teach and stuff, she would wear like ballet flats or like flats in general, right? Because it's more comfortable to walk in. I don't have flats, so I can't tell you. Like I only have like Converse and my platform shoes and my combat boots, and I call it a day. I'm thinking about getting some for my new
Flats?
Not like actual flats, like maybe like Mary Jane's or something.
Yeah.
Sorry, off topic again. But like,
Just gotta know.
but we are going to get off topic now because there some people like are confused on like you told like this was like the first time we were recording this. She's like, why is she wearing heels? And
yeah, why? Okay, why does she have 2 shoes? Like why?
okay, I get the 2 shoes. Sorry, like why you changing the flats, but for heels, so it's a common like thought that when you see a woman in heels, like, oh my god, girl boss, oh my god, she's so like it's like sexy. It's cool word. It's like sexy and stuff like that. But fun fact, the heel shoe designer community is mainly dominated by men. These shoes are catered towards men. Like, let's say it's like a gay designer, because my uncle is a gay designer, right? I love him, right? He made my prom dress and everything. But like, how many of these men are gay designers? You know what I mean? Like, these shoes are made towards the male appeal, you know, to appeal them. And also, like, when you think of heels, specifically, like, let's say red, like stilettos.
Oh yeah.
You think of like, God, she's so kind.
Oh,
She
ate that up.
Like chef's kiss.
Yeah,
Somebody cooked today, right? And so that's like why some people have a shoe fetish towards heels. Some I don't really understand it because I'm not, you know, into shoe fetishes like that myself. I knew someone, Lucy Lore, fun fact. I knew someone that was into combat boots. Yeah, like as a shoe fetish, and he was into feet, and he was into lingerie.
Lingerie.
I don't know.
Like
underwear.
Yeah, lingerie.
Yeah, underwear. Like he was. I've been saying this whole time. You never corrected me.
That's not true. Last time you said lingerie.
I said lingerie.
You said lingerie. Otherwise,
okay,
I would have laughed. It just reminds me of like tangerine.
I drag your finger down. And so he was like in underwear, but like moving on, right? But there's a darker side to why some men really like women in heels.
Here we go.
As I quote, Some men really like women who wear heels because of how difficult it is for your prey to run away in a pair of heels.
See, the word usage of prey is like
That's a quote. That's a quote for like from someone, okay, not a really good source, but I was like looking up why like on Reddit, like
you were on.
to see
That's
like
why.
because like some people like those crazy Reddit stories like
Yeah.
so I looked it up on Google first, like why do some men like women in high heels, and I saw a Reddit post, and I was reading through it, and I saw that one. I was like,
Disgusting. Oh shit, that was a good one.
you know what I mean? So
You should be ashamed of yourself. Like actually, like it's not even something to be ashamed of. Like that's just like what is wrong with you? What?
That is just,
How does that thought come to your head? Like actually,
I don't know. Like
How are you okay with this?
I feel scared. Like when I read that, I felt like I'm already scared of like men in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not scared of pepper spray them. Pepper spray. And like, but like, just read that. And just like give me like goosebumps. Like I feel like my hair standing up. Cause like pray. I'm gonna tell you right now, you will never catch me slowing down heels. I can run. Trust, I'm gone. Out that hoe. Out that hoe.
I'm just taking them off and running, dude. Running
or no, use that self defense.
Yeah, dude. I got a weapon.
But also like
I get yelled at.
But like now I'm gonna like switch it to like the fun, not fun part, but like the really appealing part of heels is that like most women wear it when to feel empowered, like I said, because I'm 5'2", right? Don't look at me like that. I got it medically checked. I am 5'2", okay? And so anyways, so basically, when I'm talking to like the dude I'm talking to right now,
I kick my feet, I twirl my hair.
I have like the little pom pen as my diary, like, dear diary. He said
Those
me
long
this
diaries.
Yes, bro. And so basically, he's 5'7", right? So let's say one day he's pissing me off. He's looking down on me, so I don't feel like as powerful. You know what I mean? But when I wear my 5-inch platform shoes, best believe I'm on eye contact. Now I'm on eye level. Now I feel more empowered. Now you're cooked because now I have confidence now. Like it, and also you walk a different way with heels. Yeah. Like you tend to like walk straighter. You tend to like have that catwalk.
That catwalk. Like, you do that catwalk.
And also that click of that heel. Like something about
dude,
it.
I love like when you walk in and you can hear your footsteps.
I'd be like, yes, ma'am, I'm coming through.
Absolutely.
So, moving on. So that's why she probably wore heels. That's what I assumed from my research. And so, Jerry locked on sight.
Goddamn
target.
Jerry.
He was like fucking Widow from Overwatch, bro. Widowscope or like Soldier ult.
Autobot. Anyway, you can't get me started on Overwatch.
So during this time, he was like he just locked in, and so it was free time during class, and so basically I don't know who told him he was slick as hell. He literally what happened? Yoinked the shoes, put it in his bag, call it a day, and so he didn't. And then the teacher's like, "Where are my goddamn heels?" And then she was like, "Where are my heels? Did anyone see where my heels went?" And everyone's like, "No." And like Jerry didn't say nothing, you know what I mean? And so
Jerry wouldn't know nothing about that.
I know, right? And so basically so she was like, everybody, let's search the room, clear the room, clear. But then this kid was looking through Jerry's bag, and guess what he found?
The heels.
And so his teacher was like, "Hey, yo, why you got them heels?" And he was like, he didn't know. He actually didn't know why he had those heels. Like he confessed, he confessed to it, but he was like, "I don't know why I took the heels." So we just never really knew. And so later on, during puberty, Jerry met this neighborhood boy with several older sisters. And so this is where
Oh my God.
his heels obsession turned into a fetish, along with a new addition to his new his new developed fetish, which was looking at looking at women's underwear. Freak shit, bro.
Bro.
And so this neighborhood boy taught him the practice of viewing, fondling, and smelling female underwear. And since this neighborhood boy had several older older systems. What the hell? I can't speak, bro. Older sisters. They would occasionally sneak into the girls' bedrooms to perform these acts, which invoked quotation marks a deep erotic feeling within him that he didn't understand. So another thing about Elaine is that she would not talk about sex or like any form of like anything that's like sexually or freaky, like masturbating or something like, which I get. I've never had that talk from my parents really. It's more like they're like, don't go to a boy's house, he's gonna R-word you. That I have like really strict Asian parents, so it's very common to have this like conversation. But like other than that, like it's like she just forbade it. Like she forbade talking about it. Like if I told my mom, which I never would, that like about I asked her about sex or something, like she would probably like make it sound really bad, because that's how Asian moms, or that's how my mom would be like. But she wouldn't like be like, "Hey, no, you sinner!" Like she wouldn't really do that, but she'll make it sound like I'm a sinner. You know what I mean? So, since he didn't have the talk, or like I guess at his high school they didn't really explain, because like, sorry.
Dude.
Yeah, I passed it on.
Dude, I'm gonna like watch this recording and just count how many times I've yawned. I cannot stop yawning.
Hashtag real Jag Dad.
Hashtag I got woken up like 10 minutes before
yes,
this.
bro.
I was mid-nap.
So what happened was we talked about this. We were gonna actually lock in today, but then I remember we need to re-record this because frick you, YouTube, bro. This is the fourth time, and so basically, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to goddamn mess hall that like makes me want to shoot myself every time I go eat there. Shout out to like them trying to cook. It's just like I'm a really picky eater, so I hate it, but I have to use my meal swipes. So I went to mess hall to eat to eat brunch, right? And so then we talked about, so I'm gonna go eat brunch, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna lock in at the library because we both need to lock in like crazy. But I'm doing this for y'all. Trying to get this in frame. What you say, bro? That's what you say. So like we had a crazy lock-in, but then like I forget this podcast, I don't know what to call it, is like now my life now. So I had to record this, so I had to get it done. So moving on, right? So since he didn't understand like sexual intercourse due to his mother being so closed off about it, he just for some reason was so obsessed with seeing a naked girl.
I think it also goes back to
him going through puberty, maybe, because like I don't know what it's like, because we're not dudes. Like we don't know what it's like for you to go through puberty and get freaky, I guess. But
that, and like the whole drug, like, don't do drugs. Why?
Oh yeah.
Like he just, you don't know, so you gotta know.
Yeah, he just wanted to see a naked girl. And so, but here's the thing. This dude got L stats, L riz, that he was cooked. In like in high school and middle school, he was cooked. So he tended to be really shy around girls, and to help him like make him less confident in himself, he did not have the right stats. He didn't have, I guess, the perfect height. I don't know how tall he was at the time. And then he had severe acne, and he just wasn't. He was below average at everything compared to his brother.
Larry,
bro. Every time I hear the word Larry, I think of that Roblox game. What's it called? Break-In story, where it's got Scary Larry in there.
You know what? Oh, okay, this makes me like sad to a bit, bro. Larry reminds me of the goddamn skeleton from Clash Royale. Shout out to little skeleton Larry, bro.
Hey, hashtag Rizzler.
I can't remember if it's Larry. No, it's Larry. Cause
Jerry, I think of Tom and Jerry.
Oh yeah.
But I love that mouse, not this Jerry. Sorry, Jerry, I don't love you. You're a freak. And also, the crimes. We're gonna talk about his crimes after high school, which is what he's most known about in part 2. You're not ready. She doesn't know anything.
I don't know.
The reason why she knows a lot about this case right now because we've done it 4 times.
4 times.
To the point where I stopped. So I usually try to have my guests go in like blindly, like not knowing anything. So basically,
live reaction.
Live reaction.
This is not my live reaction.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing. So going back to the case, his early childhood. I mean, when he was around 14, he still doesn't know anything about sexual intercourse, and he starts to dork it. He starts dorking it. And he claimed that he failed to ejaculate when jorking it as a teenager, even though he often had wet dreams. Every time when I read that specific script line, I think of... So I don't know if you guys watched Devilman Crybaby. Dude, every time when I hear the wet dream part and he can't ejaculate, I instantly think of that one part. If you watch the show, you know exactly what I mean. Don't watch it if you like... If you're... It's very freaky, but it's very dark at the same time.
If you're gonna watch it, do not watch this
on your big screen TV like this, Moncton.
I watched that scene in my living room.
Big screen TV. Just be cautious.
Dude, you don't just watch it in
It's not a hentai. It's just
it just gets really
graphic. It's very graphic. It's very dark, and it like at the end. Holy shit! I never cried that hard at the end.
It's a really good show. It's just if you
get past the freakiness and the serious stuff.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
It's a really good show.
Anyways, moving on.
We're on track.
But we keep on losing. We keep on getting off track because of my little ADD. So basically, when his mom, oh my god, his mom found these semen stains, she was like,
"You goddamn freak!
Freak aside!" So what she did to completely ruin his... I don't even think this dude had any form of confidence anymore after this.
Dude.
So what she did...
would shot myself.
She would...
spot, bro.
Yeah, because she knows now. She would parade around with the semen fucking stained sheets or bed. Going, oh my god, look at my son. Sinner!
Look at this goddamn sinner. Look at his
Look
work.
at the sheets! And he would be forced to wash them out in the front yard. And then, like, when someone be like, ew, what the fuck is this kid doing? She'd be like, goddamn
Guess
freak.
what he did. Guess what?
Take a guess what this freakazoid did. Take a guess.
I'm so messed up.
Poor Jerry.
I would have died of embarrassment.
Honestly, I would have committed the Lorax at that point. Took myself out. So, in high school, he still remained unremarkable and like below average and stuff like that. And so in his early teens, he's I thought you were just sighing. So he started stalking local women and taking pictures of them, like Jeffrey Dahmer. Hint, hint, that might be like our next case, Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm thinking about it. I've had some requests of Jeffrey Dahmer and John Wayne Gacy. If you guys know John Wayne Gacy, or you don't know anything about? Do you know anything about Jeffrey Dahmer?
No. I just know that they made that show for him, and like that was it. Like I just know the specific glass frame.
Yeah.
That
shit. That his actual glasses are actually hella expensive. Fun fact. That I found out. I heard like they were like $1,000 or $1 million. They're like expensive. Brand? His actual glasses, not like the brand. His actual glasses are really expensive because they're like authentic. Right, and I was Who would want to buy that?
Who wants?
Not me. Not me.
I don't know why you would want that, first of all, but
oh, such a freak. Anyway, so he was like, I just want to take some pictures, but like discreetly. Huh?
I just want to take a pic.
And so, he would also steal underwear and footwear from female neighbors. So it was not the neighborhood boys like older siblings anymore. It was now other women as well. And so, then be careful of people that will start randomly digging up holes in their goddamn yard because.
Dude, what the freak?
Not like randomly, like I get it for gardening, but like a big asshole.
You know, you go to the beach, you make the ginormous
okay, but
hole,
that's different.
Yeah,
that's the beach.
Yeah. You go to the beach,
build
you
your
make
holes, dig your holes, make your sandcastles, whatever. But if you're doing it in your backyard or your front yard or any yard,
you don't just dig a hole in your yard. Like,
what the hell are you looking for? What the hell are you digging for? So, at the age of 16, she began digging a underground lair, his goon cave. His goon cave.
He dug his two blocks down.
Dude, I can't. Because I have a friend, I'm not gonna say his name, but in our Minecraft server, specifically mine, he joins sometimes. He made a freaking goon cave in my fucking a goon cave.
Shoot, bro.
It was an actual cave. So in that cave, it was just a desk, a chair. On that desk was a journal, and like a bookshelf behind him. And in his journal, all it said is goon. I love gooning. Gooning, I can't stop about gooning. Day 1, goon like 300 times, and then day 2, I can never stop gooning. Sorry, I can't.
It's so real.
But he was building his little goon cave, and so this is where he started developing really dark, violent fantasies about possessing women in his mid-teenage years, right? And so this tunnel was like supposed to symbolize his developing fantasies in his head regarding captivating women. Like he wants to kidnap women, put them in his little goon cave to be his little sex slaves. Jerry, what the hell?
I don't know, dude. Like I've been thinking about these things, and it's like, how does this thought occur in your head?
How do you get this much freaky, bro? But then again, he's not the freakiest dude alive. If you really think about it, I'm thinking about it. Someone actually not recommended, but they asked if like we could cover this case, so they were really interested. It's called the Nth Rooms. So in Korea, they're like these like chats of like.
Oh
yeah,
I think I've
Well, I'm not trying to get too deep into it, but like I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it someday. It's very complicated. It hurts my head thinking about it, but I just like I don't know how people have such dark, violent fantasies. Like there are so many cases of like men like this specifically. Like there are. I don't really hear much about like women having this much of a freaky fantasy compared to like these men, and it's terrifying. It's genuinely terrifying. And so, and this kid was 16 at that time. It's not even the fact that he's a full-grown adult right now. It's the fact that he was having these at the age of 16 in his high school years, and that's genuinely terrifying. So he would spend hours in this goon cave of his, hoping to captivate women there, but there was no, thank God, bless that there was no woman like that ever got kidnapped and held down there when he was at this age. So it was just really disgusting. But he did lure a neighborhood girl into his bedroom to facilitate his sexual fantasies. So how he did this, first off, no offense to that girl, you know what I mean? It's just like, she even knew that this dude was lying to her. So what he did was, she was one of the victims that he was stealing underwear and like lingerie and
Lingerie. Tangerine.
lingerie. I don't even know anymore. I
might just be correcting you and like it'd be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's lingerie. I've never heard lingerie.
Girl, bye. Cause like it's spelled like lingerie.
I was gonna say it's like, well,
I don't know. Anyways, guys, I would say English is my first language, which it is, but like I feel like I spoke Vietnamese before this, so
this is not my first language. So
anyways,
I might also be wrong.
We might just both be wrong.
We're both correcting each other, and it's just wrong.
What if we're just both wrong?
It's like another way to say it. Like,
so he would come up to this girl at one point. I don't know if he showed her a fake badge or something, but he was like, I'm a cop, and I heard that you were missing underwear and stuff like that. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, come back to my house. I'm undercover right now, and I will try to help you. Okay.
Yeah.
She for some reason she believed him, and she went back to his house, and so she entered his bedroom, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be right back," and he comes back a few minutes later wearing a mask, a whole new fit, and a knife, and he was like, "Hey, strip naked now before I kill you," or something like that, right? He was threatening her. Yeah. And so she stripped naked, and he took several photos of her before fleeing. Some people say he beat her up or he assaulted her. Some people say he didn't. I don't know what's true, but I wouldn't even be surprised if he did assault her. So what he comes back later after fleeing the scene in his original clothes with messy hair and a mire mark on his cheek, saying, "Oh my god, bro, he locked this freakazoid locked me up in the barn, and like I just got out. Like, are you okay?" And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go. She left, and she never reported this. I don't think she did report this for some goddamn reason, because it's so weird. Because she knew that like this dude's lying to me. He's not a real officer. Two, that's the same exact dude. What the hell? I don't know. And so within a year, he would have a pattern of like abducting girls at knife point and forcing them into his barn, into the family barn, right? And ordering them to undress and take photos of them. And so he would lock up these girls after doing that, and reappear later wearing different clothes and with his hair in a different like style, being like, "Oh my god, are you okay? My name's Ed. I'm Jerry's twin brother."
And everything.
And he pretends to be shocked, being like what Jerry did. Yeah, he himself did, as pretending to be Ed. And he would claim that like, "Oh my god, Jerry's my twin brother, and therapy's really gonna set him. This is gonna set him back. So please don't tell the cops." It's I don't know where I got this accent from. So he would beg these girls to not tell anyone about this, and he would destroy the cameras, and that was used to take photos of them and like any evidence, which he never did. But they believed him, and so they left, and they never reported to the authorities. These girls were sexually assaulted though, and fondled. That's what I'm just gonna say. And so yeah, they just didn't report it for some reason. I don't know why. I mean,
I feel like I don't know, like, because there's some sort of shock to like being in a situation like that.
There's also a big stigma that it's still here to this day. It was really bad back then, where women reporting about being essayed, raped, or anything like that, it's not very believed, because it's like, okay, what were you wearing? Okay, but you probably liked it, didn't you? And it's like it's just so dark. It's so disgusting. So maybe that's why, because like actually the most of the time the woman would get really frowned upon because they reported this and they're like, oh my god, but it's your fault. And it's like, oh, it's really it's really like it's mind boggling how like all this is still here to this day. So when he was 17, he persuaded a 17-year-old girl to accommodate him on a date. And so he would drive this girl to a deserted road and ordered her to undress. And she was like, hell nah. And so, yeah. So he dragged this bitch. He dragged her out his car and proceeded to beat her and broke her nose. And so she was screaming. She was trying to make an altercation, trying to get some attention, but this was on a deserted road. So, but thank God, this young couple was driving by and they're like,
what is going on?
Oh, hey now. What?
Excuse me.
Hey. So they try to intervene, right? And so, Jerry, they're like, hey, what you doing, bro? Like, what's going on? And Jerry was like, oh, she fell out the car. What do you mean she fell out the car? And then he changes the story to, oh, she's being attacked by someone, like some weirdo, and I saved her. I saved her. Yeah, I saved her, guys. Ladies, all at once.
ladies.
Calm down, calm
down.
Calm down.
I can defend you.
Single file line type shit. Like that's how he felt. And so, obviously, thank God the couple was like, yeah, bye, girl, please. And so they drove them to the police station, and he confessed that he did attack her, and he claimed he simply wanted to intimidate her and remove her clothes to take pictures of her. And so then the police were like, hey, yo, have you ever done this before? And he was like, Hannah, I never done this, and this is like the first time I've done this because I got really angry. My temper got the best of me. And so thank God the police did this. Thank God. They searched his bedroom, and they found he had an extensive collection of women's clothing, like specifically underwear, numerous Polaroid pictures of teenage girls naked, looking distressed. Like you could tell they did not want these photos. Yeah. And so the police were able to identify one of the photos of the girl and contacted her, and she like revealed the whole ordeal about him and Ed, Joe's twin brother.
The twin brother.
Which is not real, by the way. He only has one brother, Larry.
I wonder where his parents and like Larry were in all of this.
I don't know because they don't care about him.
Yeah,
like I said, they neglected him. So for these crimes, he would spend this is where the justice system fails us. He spent time in Oregon State Hospital psychiatric ward, but he was still able to attend school during the day. Here's the thing, right? I get it. He's a juvenile. He committed these really scary crimes that, he needs to go into rehabilitation for. And I know that he only sexually assaulted these women from what we know of, but it is not okay. Like, I feel like having to be able to go to school still is, I wouldn't feel safe at school knowing who he was, because I'll be like, why the hell is this kid still at school?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in a class with him because that's just like.
And some of these girls were in the same school as him. Like, what happened? Why don't they have I feel like he should be not near any of these girls at all. Like, he should be on watch.
Near a school at all, because he shouldn't be around.
He should be like in the schools inside of the ward. Because there are like most wards will still like educate you and stuff, but like going back to your public school and learning that your sexual assaulter, like a dude that sexually assault the girls at your school, is there. I don't know, Jigsaw. So it was concluded that like they did a psychological, like they analyzed him, and he was concluded that he had depression and he suffered from a schizotypal personality disorder. It's not schizophrenia. It's something similar, I believe. I just can't remember. And so he was not mentally ill or like suffering from delusions. So I can see the rehabilitation part, but he wasn't considered incompetent to stand trial or something like that, or like incompetent to go to juvenile detention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know why he didn't go to juvie. I feel like he should have, because that was like a crazy lot of women that he sexually assaulted. So I don't know the exact number. So it was concluded also from this analysis that his sexual fantasies was revolved around the hatred he harbored towards his mother and women in general. Um, I I don't even know what to say about that, because like, what? Okay, I get the mother part. Like, oh my god, like now women are all evil because of my mom. Because like I get that, because like a lot of us, like if we see like something bad in a certain type of person, or a certain in a certain demographic, or stereotype, like we will just hate all of them. You know what I mean? Because like it's so common in humans now to like do that. Like I'm trying to think of an example without like being like not trying to make this controversial. You know what I mean? But like I feel like you would get what I mean, as in, oh, this person did this, so like anyone that's similar to them are all the same. You know what I mean? And it's so sad. So and like he just hates, I guess, women in general. He's just a misogynist. So oh, god damn it. So yeah, that is part 1 of this case of lingering ghosts. Thank you for listening to his backstory. And in part 2, we are going to get into his life after high school and his actual crimes that he's committed. So I'm Lucy, your host, and this is my special guest,
Maria.
Thank you. See you next Wednesday. Bye bye.